Hi everyone, welcome to the third and final free webinar conducted by TCS in lieu of the upcoming management case study examinations which are happening in August 2023. And my name is Nick and I'm one of the lead tutors for MCS at TCS. Okay, so let's look at the session outcomes for tonight. In the first part of tonight's webinar, I will be taking you through examiner's comments because as I've told you on multiple occasions on our previous webinars, it's of utmost importance that you understand what is expected out of you. And the best way to, understand the mindset of the examiner is to take you through the exam blueprint, highlighting primarily on the comments made by the examiner. So that's the first part of tonight's session. In the second part, I will talk about what you need to do to create a higher level of confidence at your exam, because as per the CIMA examiner, confident students end up passing the MCS exam comfortably. So I'll be providing you with certain tips which will enable you to develop a high level of confidence both before the exam as well as whilst facing your real exam. And on top of that, I know for a fact that some of you unfortunately could not clear your exam last time. So I will be highlighting what you need to do to rebound from failure, because as the third part of tonight's session, I will be talking about common reasons which leads to a failure, and for each of these reasons I will be providing a solution. So if you adhere to these guidelines and the tips which we are providing, then you can excel at your MCS exam. All right, so let's look at the first part of tonight's session, which is about, as I told you earlier, taking you through examiner's comments. So when developing answers, when developing high quality answers, what are you supposed to do? You need to ensure that your answer is relevant to the requirement. So I hope you guys attended the second webinar which we conducted 2 weeks back. If not, I hope at least you would have watched the recorded version, which can be found via our website. And in it, I highlighted the importance of understanding the requirement before you develop an answer plan or before you start typing your answer. So that's exactly why I said in webinar number 2, I said I requested you guys to reiterate the requirement in your own words in a summarized form so that you can always refer back to the requirement which you have reiterated in your own words and easily understand what you are supposed to do, or what type of an answer you are supposed to develop. So when developing an answer, if you want to ensure that your answer is of utmost quality, then the first step is with regards to understanding the requirement clearly. So that's exactly why I've asked you guys to reiterate the requirement in your own words in a summarized form before you start developing your answer plan. And when developing answers, it's also important for you guys to show that you possess an appropriate level of technical knowledge. So when developing answers, you have to always think about E2, P2, and F2 related syllabus areas, because you have learned something via these syllabus areas and that needs to be replicated when you develop your answers. And on top of that, just coming up with highly theoretical answers won't help you. You need to ensure that all these technicalities or the theoretical answers, or the knowledge which you have gained from going through E2, P2, and F2 syllabuses are reflected within your answers. So you need to apply this knowledge in a practical sense, considering the internal and external dynamics of the company. And on top of that, you need to ensure that your answer is aligned with what is highlighted within the scenario or what is highlighted within the question. So all these things were covered in the second webinar. So I hope you guys watched it, or at least watched the recorded version. And when attempting your mock exams, I want you guys to keep on practicing these answering techniques over and over again. If that is the case, you will come up with answers which reflects that you have an appropriate level of technical knowledge And on top of that, you will also show to the examiner that you have the skills and capability to apply this knowledge, um, considering the internal and external dynamics of the company, as well as considering the information which is provided as part of the scenario. And you are supposed to come up with well structured answers, and when developing your answers, you are supposed to use paragraphs. All these things were highlighted in the second webinar. So I'm not saying these things, it is the CIMA examiner who is actually giving you certain tips about how to develop high quality answers. So that's exactly why we have told you guys not to start typing the answer straight away. Instead, allocate some time, something like 15 to 20 minutes, allocate 15 to 20 minutes to develop something called an answer plan. That's exactly what a well structured answer looks like. Okay, so you need to allocate some time to plan your answers appropriately. Then once you have an answer structure or an answer plan at your disposal, then it's just a matter of expanding this answer plan in paragraph form. So all these things were highlighted in the second webinar. So if you have missed it, or if you are yet to watch the recorded versions, I invite you guys to do it right now. And whenever you are bringing an argument onto the table, you have to back it up with appropriate justifications. So you can simply say, okay, um, we can expand into this country. Rather than saying that, you have to say, okay, we are supposed to expand into this country because of these factors. Okay, so you need to come up with well-rounded arguments if you are to get good marks at your examination. All right, then before the exam, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to study all areas of the syllabus. So you need to be conversant with the OTQ theoretical elements, especially focusing on the E2 and P2 syllabuses, because a high level of prominence is provided to E2 and P2 syllabus areas, and you need to be conversant with certain parts of F2 syllabuses, of the F2 syllabus content as well. Okay, so you need to be conversant with the OTQ levels, and especially students who are coming through an exemption route, such as the Master's Gateway program or the Finance Leadership program or the FLP program. Most of these students struggle when it comes to learning theory. But in order to make your lives easier, we have developed a set of 20 master classes. And via these master classes, what we are doing is we are discussing the questions and answers of each and every task which appears on our 5 mocks. So 4 tasks in 1 mock into 5 mocks, that comes up to 20 tasks in total. So for each task, we have developed a master class, and within this master class, we are teaching you the logic of the answers provided. On top of that, we are also teaching you theory and application, because as I told you earlier, the CIMA examiner expects you guys, when developing answers, the CIMA examiner expects you guys to show a high level of technical knowledge, as well as uh, the examiner expects you to have a proper ability to apply that knowledge. So you need to know your theory as well as application. That's exactly what is covered via our master classes. So if you watch the 20 master classes, you need not refer to any of your old notebooks, study packs and whatnot, because take it from me, I know how arduous it is for you guys to go through syllabus content, because it takes a lot of time. So we have made your life easier by developing just 20 videos. If you watch the 20 videos, you learn your theory as well as significantly improve your application skills. Okay, and when developing answers, you have to apply it to the scenario as much as possible. So if you attempt our 5 mock exams, you'd understand what type of scenarios which can be thrown at you, because all our 5 mock exams are developed to cover the entire syllabuses pertaining to E2, P2 and F2 syllabus areas. And on top of that, all our 5 mock exams are totally relevant to the pre-seen document, totally relevant to the internal and external dynamics faced by the company. So if you go through our 5 mocks and attempt them under exam conditions, then you will be in a position to come up with answers which are highly applicable to the type of scenarios which are thrown at you at your real exam. And the CIMA examiner also asks you guys to practice tasks as much as possible. So when practicing tasks, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to type or write full answers. So what is a full answer? When attempting mock exams, what I've seen is most students, let's assume you are attempting mock number one. So you'd, attempt the first task of mock number one today, the second task of mock number one tomorrow, and the third task of mock number one day after tomorrow, and likewise. That's not how we are supposed to attempt a mock exam, because at your real exam, you can't break up your mock into 4 separate dates and attempt them on 4 different days. Instead, you have to sit in one place and attempt the entire mock, allocating 3 hours of your time. Okay, so that's exactly what you are supposed to do when attempting your mock exams. So that's exactly why we are saying it's better if you can utilize the learning management system or the exam platform which we are providing. Because if you are utilizing our exam platform when attempting each mock, you can do it under exam conditions, thereby getting accustomed to exam conditions way before the exam. So as per the CIMA examiner, you are supposed to practice tasks. So you are supposed to attempt 5 mock exams. And when attempting these 5 mock exams, it's a matter of sitting in one place, finding 3 hours at a stretch, and typing or writing full answers. It's better if you can type full answers rather than writing, because at the exam, you are supposed to type full answers. So these are the things which you are supposed to do before the exam. So let's look at what you are supposed to do during the exam. So let's assume this is the examination day. You are sitting at the examination hall, or you are doing it at home. So you're gonna start your exam. So when attempting or when developing answers, plan your answers. So again, the CIMA examiner is requesting you guys to spend some time to plan your answers. This is what we have highlighted under our second webinar, where I took you through answer planning and time management techniques. So managing your time is of utmost importance, and the best way to manage your time is to develop answer plans. And if you get your answer plans done properly, then you'll get extremely good marks at your exam. So during the exam, you are supposed to plan your answers. So if you can't plan your answers if you did not practice it before. So that's exactly why we have asked you guys to, when attempting mock exams, keep on replicating the answer planning and time management technique. When you are attempting the first 2 mocks, you'll figure out that you run out of time. Your answer structures are not of the required level of quality. You'd realize that you are taking a lot of time to understand the requirement. You'll experience brain freeze. It's better to experience all these shortcomings before the exam rather than identifying these problems at your real exam. So keep on practicing, or when attempting mock exams, keep on practicing the answer planning and time management techniques. And once you are done with the first 2 mocks, you'll realize when attempting mocks 3, 4, and 5 that you have the ability to come up with answers within the given time frame, come up with high quality answers, and you have enough time to type your answers as well. Okay, so you need to practice these things to get these things right at your real exam. So plan your answers, and the CIMA examiner tells us that the marker is under strict instructions to mark answers on their merits. So just because you provide lengthy answers, you are not going to get marks. Instead, you will only be provided with marks based on the quality of your answer. And the best way to improve your quality is to stick to our answer planning techniques. All right, so then, before we move on to the second area, or the second part of tonight's session, let me also talk about the marking criteria adopted by CIMA. 2 markers will allocate marks before the final mark is finalized. This is done with the intention of increasing the transparency of the marking process. And mark allocation for each subtask appears as a percentage under each requirement. I explained these things in the previous webinar when I took you through a mini mock. You would have seen under each subtask, there's a weightage provided. That weightage gives us an indication about the mark allocation. Based on the mark allocation only, you are supposed to determine how many points you need to mention within your answer plan. Okay, so when developing answers, you have to be really considerate about the mark allocation, or else you'd be blindly typing answers. So if for a certain subtask just 7 marks are allocated, if you provide a fully fledged answer which goes on for pages and pages, when you're getting 7 marks, you'll even if you come up with an extremely long answer, you'll still get 7 marks. Okay, you won't get additional marks because you write lengthy answers. So make sure to go through these steps. Make sure to watch the recorded version of the second webinar to learn these techniques, and make sure to keep practicing these techniques in order to champion them. And marks are allocated based on merit, as I told you earlier. The CIMA examiner picks quality over quantity. So there's absolutely no point of providing lengthy answers. Instead, you need to focus on your answer planning technique based on the weightages provided for each and every subtask. All right. So before we move forward, any questions, guys? I hope you guys understood what I was explaining up until now. Any questions? If there aren't any questions, we can move forward. All right, seems like there aren't any questions, so I'm going to move forward. So before we move on to the second part of tonight's webinar, let me explain or highlight what we offer at TCS. So, we offer premium study packages for MCS, and you can check out the free content, okay, by clicking on this button, and you will, under the free content, you will have access to the recorded versions of the webinars which we have conducted so far. And on top of that, you will get your hands on one of the 4 pre-scene analysis videos, and you'll get your hands on the answering technique document based on which we have conducted the second webinar. So, and on top of that, you'll get your hands on a free mini mock and its suggested answer. Okay, so check out our free content if you are yet to do it. And if you want to purchase our material, before you purchase, please check out the sample material by clicking on this button. So let me quickly highlight what we are offering. So we are offering 3 different packages: the Essentials Pack, the Value Pack, and the Premium Package. So under the Essentials Pack, you get your hands on the recorded versions of the webinars which we conduct. And on top of that, the Essentials Pack comes with 5 mock exams with suggested answers. So as I've told you earlier, if you attempt these 5 mock exams, you'll be covering the entire syllabus. And these are extremely pre-scene relevant. And we have developed all of these mocks considering the information which is highlighted within your pre-scene document. And on top of that, under the Essentials package, you have the ability to access the 4 pre-scene analysis videos. And once you go through these 4 pre-scene analysis videos, you'd gain an in-depth understanding about all the information which appears within the pre-scene. So you need not keep on referring to the pre-scene document on your own. We have handled that for you. Okay, and the essentials pack comes at 99 pounds. So if you are a student who is coming through the CIMA general route, and if you had gotten really good marks for your OTQ exams without failing any of them, then it appears that you have some type of discipline when it comes to managing your studies. So it appears that you need not have any type of help. You can successfully engage yourself with 100% self-learning. So if that is the case, go for the essentials package. That's what is necessary for you guys to pass the exam. Then talking about the value pack, it comes with everything which all the material which comes under the essentials pack. Plus, you would have access to the annotated pre-scene. So let me show you what the annotated pre-scene looks like. So it's the same pre-scene document which you'd receive from CIMA. But as you can see, we have come up with annotations with the intention of bringing out the most important information and summarizing this information, and at the same time highlighting theoretical areas or syllabus content which can be tested based on the information provided in the pre-scene. And also via these annotations we have highlighted probable exam scenarios which can be tested at your real exam. So if you go through this annotated pre-scene, you need not go through pages and pages of irrelevant information. You simply need to focus on the annotations which we have made, which will give you enough and more knowledge about what happens within the company. So as you can see, all the information is summarized so that you can easily understand about the internal and external dynamics of the company. And that comes under the value pack, and you get your hands on the industry analysis cards and the financial analysis cards as well. So let me show you the industry analysis card. So our set of industry analysis slides goes on to something like 13 to 15 slides, nothing more. So in a nutshell, what we are doing is we are covering the industry dynamics within just 13 to 15 slides, with the intention of ensuring that you can gain an in-depth understanding about industry dynamics within a short period of time. So we have provided an industry overview, we have highlighted the industry trends, the challenges faced by players within the industry, as well as at the very end providing you with two real life examples based on two real life companies. So if you go through this set of slides, you can easily understand what happens within the industry, which is going to be extremely beneficial at your real exam. And let me take you through the financial analysis slides quickly as well. So as you can see, you need not conduct your own evaluations based on the financial statements provided as part of your pre-scene. Instead, we have done it for you. So simply by going through these annotations, you can understand the financial situation of the company in an instantaneous manner. So it comes with a ratio analysis, and as part of the ratio analysis, we have compared the financial performance of the closest competitor, and based on that, annotations have been provided with the intention of ensuring that you better understand about the financial situation of your own company as well as its closest competitor. So all these things comes under the value pack, and you'd also get your hands on the top 10 likely issues, which highlights the type of scenarios which you'd face at your real exam, the case study familiarization kit, and you'd have access to a tutor managed live chat via Twilio. And this comes with theory recaps for OTQ syllabus content. So if you are a student who is coming through the CIMA general route, but if you struggled a bit with your OTQ exams, if you failed any of your OTQ exams, then you need to brush up your knowledge with regards to syllabus content. You need some type of additional help when it comes to handling the MCS exam. And if you are coming through the CIMA general route, and if you had failed any of your OTQ exams, then the value pack is for you, and it is priced at £199. And looking at the premium package, it comes with all the study material which falls under the value pack, and on top of that, you'd have access to the online mock exam platform or the learning management system. So as I told you earlier, it's of utmost importance that you keep on practicing answer planning and time management techniques. And when practicing your mock exams, I said, not just me, as per the CIMA examiner, you are supposed to practice mocks under exam conditions, and the best way to do it is via the exam platform which we have developed, so that you can get yourselves accustomed to real exam conditions. And you get marking under the premium package as well, marking and one-to-one tutor feedback on mocks 3, 4, and 5. So the first two mocks are there to get your bearings with your answer planning and time management technique. But things get serious, once you start attempting mock 3 onwards. So that's why we are providing feedback for mocks 3, 4, and 5. So what you need to do is you are supposed to attempt each mock via our exam platform, and within 48 hours, you will receive tutor feedback and you can download your tutor feedback within your student dashboard itself. So let me show you the type of feedback which we provide at TCS. So as you can see, for each and every paragraph, evaluations or comments have been provided, and the shortcomings have been highlighted by the marker. And throughout the answer script, that's exactly what you can see. The feedback, in-depth feedback has been provided, and if there are any shortcomings, these shortcomings have been highlighted as well. So once you go through this document, you will you are in a position to understand what your real shortcomings are, and this is going to be extremely beneficial for you when it comes to passing your MCS exam in August 2023. And at the very end, we provide mark allocations as well on a task by task basis, with the intention of ensuring that you understand where you stand as a student, and you know um, be serious and try to do everything under your control to overcome your shortcomings before the exam. All right, so uh, that's the type of feedback you'd receive under the premium package, and you will also receive the answer plans of all 5 mocks. So no other service provider is providing answer plans or answer structures or answer summaries. So rather than going through pages and pages of suggested answers, simply by watching or by going through rather by going through these answer plans of all 5 mocks, you can easily understand the quality or the logic behind each and every answer. You can easily understand theory as well as improve your application skills. And based on these answer plans only, we have developed the master classes. So you will get access to 20 master classes, and within these master classes, as I told you earlier, we are teaching you theory as well as application skills. And you'd also get access to tutor-led workshops, 2 Q&A sessions, which will be conducted live. And this comes with a monthly installment payment option. The total price of the package is £550, but you can pay it over 3 monthly installments. The first installment is £99, and the 2 remaining installments of £225 can be paid over the remaining 2 months. And this comes with a pass guarantee. So let me quickly explain what this pass guarantee is about. So if you purchase the premium package and end up failing the exam, you will gain access to the same content in your subsequent sitting free of charge. However, this comes with one single condition, and the condition is that you have to attempt all 5 mocks via our exam platform. So if you if you had attempted all 5 mocks via our exam platform and still end up failing the exam, then you can claim your pass guarantee. Okay, so that's that. And I want you guys to check out our study plan, which can be found via the website itself. So according to the study plan, we are in week number 4. So you are supposed to attempt mock number 2 within this week. So if you are yet to start attempting mock exams, it's high time you start right now, because if you wait until the last moment, you'd run out of time, you'd panic, you'd be under immense amount of stress, and this all these shortcomings will be reflected when you get your results. Okay, so it's better to start work right now, because as per our study plan, it's just a matter of sitting in one place and attempting a mock per week. Everything else is handled by us, especially if you opt for the premium package. So if you opt for the premium package, you just need to find 3 hours on a weekly basis, sit in one place and attempt a mock via our exam platform. Everything else is handled by us. You need not revise anything, because all these answer plans, the videos, everything is provided by us. Okay, so that's what we offer. And I forgot to tell you, the premium package is especially designed for students who are coming through the exemption route, such as the Master's Gateway or the Finance Leadership Program routes. Because what we have encountered or identified is most of these students lack a clear understanding about theory as well as application skills. So if you're coming through an exemption route, and if you had failed your exam previously, then you have to go for the premium package, because you need all the necessary one-to-one attention and tutor support in order to stand a chance to pass your exam this time. So if you failed your exam previously, and if you're coming through an exemption route, such as the Master's Gateway or the FLP, then we recommend you guys to opt for the premium package. All right, so that's what we offer. And let me remind you about our pass rate, which we have achieved for February 2023. We are still in the process of compiling the results for May 2023. But in February 2023, we achieved a pass rate of 93%. And, as you can see, this student ended up scoring 103 marks. In February, we ended up, producing students, 6 students who got more than 100 marks. Your pass mark is just 80, but 6 of our students got more than 100 marks by sticking to our answer planning and time management techniques and sticking to our study plan. So that's exactly why I'm suggesting you guys to start attempting mocks right now. Even if you do not purchase our mocks, that's totally fine. You have to start attempting mocks right now, or else you are going to run out of time. So if you want to pass comfortably, then start preparations right now. Okay, and let me also remind you about the 50% discount which we are offering on the MCS premium package, and we are offering a 50% discount on the first installment. So as I told you earlier, the first installment of the premium package is £99, but as per the discount window, we are offering it at £49. So you will be saving £50. So use this discount code, which is MCSP50. And remember that this discount expires tomorrow. So if you are to benefit from this discount, invest on the premium package today itself. Okay, then moving on to the second part of tonight's session, I said that I will be talking about what you need to do to develop your confidence. So you need to have a positive attitude and a positive mindset both before the exam as well as whilst attempting your exam. So these are 2 areas which we are going to cover under the second part of this webinar. So in order to have a high level of confidence, you need to stick to a study plan. Without sticking to a study plan, you can't get anything done. Okay, take it from me. I've been a CIMA student, about 15 years back. And, I was always engaged with, there weren't any tutors because I was so busy with my corporate responsibilities. There weren't any tutors. I didn't have time to attend classes as well. Those days, there weren't any online classes, that much of online classes as well. So I didn't have time to attend physical classes. I had to come up with my own timetable or a study plan. If not, there's absolutely no chance of you passing your exam. So you have to stick to a study plan. So we have explained the study plan in our first webinar. And we have also highlighted the study plan within our website as well. So try to stick to it. And if you stick to it, and if you start preparations now itself, if you start attempting mock exams now itself, closer to the exam, you will be relaxing when all the other students will be under so much of stress. Okay, so in order to avoid any inefficiencies or undue stress, stick to our study plan. And according to the study plan, you have to start preparations now itself. And it's better to stick to a routine, until you attempt your exam. So it's better to wake up and sleep at a stipulated time and get your, daily meal intake, fix your daily meal intake rather. Have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner at predetermined time periods, so that it will be easier for you to wake up at a certain time and fall asleep at a certain time. So if you're finding it hard to wake up and sleep at a stipulated time period, get your meal intake right, then you'll fall asleep and wake up at a predetermined time. So it's better to stick to a routine. And when it comes to practicing mocks, it's better to practice under simulated exam conditions. So that's exactly why I said, when attempting each mock, you have to allocate 3 hours of your time, sit in one place, make sure that there aren't any disturbances, and attempt the entire mock in one go. And it's better if you can attempt the mock via an exam platform. So that's exactly what we are offering under the premium package. So use our mock exam platform when practicing your mock exams. That's the best way to practice mocks under simulated exam conditions. Then attempt mocks in isolation without any disturbances, because at your real exam you'd be focused for 3 hours at a stretch. It's better to practice doing it before the exam. And when attempting each mock, you have to stick to the exam technique routine. Just by sticking to the exam technique routine once or twice, you can't get it right. As I told you earlier, when attempting your first two mocks, you'll struggle with the mocks, you'll struggle to manage your time and to develop your answer plans. But from mock 3 onwards, you'd encounter that the quality of your answers are improving and you are managing your time properly. And the only way to achieve these things is to keep on practicing the answer planning and time management techniques. So if you attempt 5 mocks, it's as if you are practicing time management and answer planning techniques 20 times over. That's enough and more practice for you guys to face your MCS exam and come up with high quality answers within the stipulated time frame. And as I've highlighted in the second webinar, 20 minutes should be allocated towards reading the question and developing the answer plan, and 25 minutes should be allocated towards expanding the answer plan or typing the fully fledged answer. So that's what you're supposed to do to maintain a high level of confidence before the exam. So on the exam day, what are you supposed to do? So you are supposed to rest your mind and body. So that's exactly why we have asked you guys to stop all preparations a day prior to the exam. That's exactly what you would see within our study plan as well. According to the study plan, in week number 8, you are supposed to stop preparations a day prior to the exam, sleep, eat, and rest well. So if you are attempting or doing your exam on the 18th of August, you have to stop all preparations by the 16th of August. Keep the 17th free. Why am I asking you guys to do it? Because it's better to walk into the exam with an open mind. Do not refer to any study material, any of the mocks, answer plans, videos. Don't go through anything. I want you guys to rest a day before the exam, because as you know, you are playing the role of a finance manager. So as a finance manager, if you were stressed the day before, you can't function properly. If you couldn't sleep properly, if you didn't eat properly the day before, if you were extremely busy, and if you are under extreme levels of stress, then you can't function properly as a finance manager. So the CIMA examiner is trying to replicate a real life corporate environment. And in such an environment, it's better to walk into, it's as if you are walking into office. So it's better to walk into the office with a relaxed mind and body, which is going to be extremely beneficial for you, because then you can come up with high quality answers. You are in a position to think straight and plan or structure your answers properly. So the only way to achieve this is to rest your mind and body. Do not refer to any study material, mocks, or answer plans on the day of the exam as well as a day prior to the exam. Think that you are the finance manager at Happywell. That's the best approach when it comes to developing answers. So if you are the finance manager, you'd try to get the best decision, or arrive at the best decision. So it's better to have such a mindset at least on the day of the exam. And definitely it's normal for you guys to feel some type of negativity, especially given the fact that the MCS exam is an extremely a challenging examination. So when facing an extremely challenging examination, it's normal, however much prepared you are, it's normal for you guys to feel some type of stress or negativity. Take it from me, as a student, as I told you earlier, I stuck to a study plan. So these are the same techniques which I'm teaching you guys as well, which I did. So I stopped all work a day before the exam and I was relaxing. However much prepared I was, um, on the day of the exam, I felt as if I'm about to throw up, because you feel the butterflies in your stomach. You think that how you are going to screw up your examination, all this type of negativity creeps in. That's pretty normal, but try to let go of this negativity by reminding yourself that you have done your homework. You can only do this if you have done your homework. So you'll feel negative, you'll feel stressed, but constantly keep on reminding yourself, look here, I've done 5 mock exams, I've gotten feedback for 3 of them, I watched all the videos, I went through the answer plans, I relaxed a day before the exam. What else is there to do? Nothing. Okay, so keep on reminding yourself whenever you feel negative or stressed, keep on reminding yourself that you have done your homework, and it is better to be open minded with the intention of achieving this level of open mindedness only. I'm asking you guys not to refer to any study material, mocks, or answer plans. So, because right before walking into the exam, let's assume you guys went through the answer plan for mock number 5, you'd keep on remembering the questions and answers which you saw on mock number 5, and you try to, when developing answers, you will try to replicate the same type of answer because you'd see it through mock 5's lens. So in order to avoid it, I want you guys to stop work a day prior to the exam with the intention of being open minded, because remember, as a finance manager, you need to be open minded. If you're open minded, then you'll come up with the best solutions or recommendations or suggestions to your board members. Okay, so that's what you're supposed to do before the exam. So during the exam, stick to the exam technique routine. 20 minutes for reading and answer planning and 25 minutes for typing answers. And if you keep on doing this, since you have practiced it when attempting the mock exams, you'd be in a position to champion this answering and time management techniques successfully. However, when attempting your 4 tasks in each of your papers, when attempting the mocks, you'd see this as well. Your paper is divided into 4 main tasks. Out of the 4 main tasks, one of them is going to be extremely hard. That is how the CIMA case study examinations are structured. So the examiner develops an extremely hard task or a section with the intention of throwing you off your exam strategy. Okay, so if you get stressed or bogged down with developing answers, or if you feel that you screwed up your answer, then it is going to affect the remaining tasks or the quality of the answer which you develop, considering or concerning the remaining tasks as well. So let's assume your hard section comes as part of section number 2. So if you screw up section number 2, definitely you will screw up sections 3 and 4 as well, because in the back of your mind, you'll keep on remembering that you screwed up task number 2. Then you try to give rushed answers or come up with answers which are not well thought out when developing answer plans for mocks 3 and 4, or tasks 3 and 4 rather, and you'd end up failing the entire exam. So remember, out of the 4 tasks, one of the tasks are going to be extremely hard, but that that hard task is there with the intention of throwing you off your exam strategy. So do not fall into that trap. Whenever you feel stressed, drink some water. That's the best way to calm your nerves. Okay, especially at your exam, you'll feel the stress. However much prepared you are, you'll feel some type of stress. So the best way to calm yourself down is to drink some water. And it's also better to close your eyes and breathe slowly for 2 minutes. Why am I asking you guys to do it? You might think that I'm asking you guys to waste your time. This is actually, if you do this, you're gonna save a lot of time, because there's this certain part of our brain which is known as the amygdala, a small part of our brain. But when we experience extreme levels of stress and negativity, the amygdala starts working. And when the amygdala takes over, there's a tendency for human beings to take emotional decisions. So the emotional decision is to get away from stress. So if you're feeling stress at your exam, the emotional stress is to type your answer as fast as possible, finish the exam as fast as possible, and move away from it. Okay, but that is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to sit in one place, utilize the 3 hours to your maximum benefit, and come up with the best answers. You have to keep on you know working 45 minutes. By 45 minutes you have to keep on moving forward, develop answer plans, type your answer, then move on to section number 2, develop the answer plan, type your answer, move on to section number 3, develop the answer, type your answer, then type the or expand the answer plan. Do the same for task number 4. This is an arduous process, and your brain, or the amygdala will keep telling you to let go of the answer planning technique. Rather, try to finish off the exam as fast as possible. So do not fall into this trap. The best way to switch off your amygdala is to focus on your breathing. So close your eyes. If you're feeling stressed, close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Then the amygdala will shut down, and once that happens, you can use the prefrontal cortex, which is involved with rational thinking. So as a finance manager, you have to come up with recommendations or solutions which are highly rational. So the best way to do it is by utilizing your prefrontal cortex. So in order to ensure that your prefrontal cortex is working, you have to shut off your amygdala. And the best way to shut down your amygdala is to focus on your breathing. So if you are feeling stressed, focus on your breathing, shut down your amygdala, keep moving forward. Remind yourself that you have done your homework whenever you feel stressed. And also remind yourself that you need just 80 marks to pass. So as I told you earlier, in the February sitting, 6 of our students got more than 100 marks by simply sticking to our study plan. So, if you stick to our study plan, if you practice the mocks properly, then at your exam, whenever you are feeling stressed, keep on reminding yourself that you have done your homework and you just need 80 marks to pass. And if you have that type of positivity, definitely you will get extremely good marks at your exam. And at the exam, give your best shot and be open minded at all times, because as I told you earlier, you are supposed to play the role of a finance manager. And if there's a finance manager who is open minded, then such an individual will come up with the best solutions with regards to the company. Okay, so that's what you're supposed to do to maintain a high level of positivity and confidence on the day of the exam, especially during the exam. Okay, and you guys, we recommend you guys to avoid deflections as well. Do not go through the exam blueprint. You need not do it, because all the necessary elements which are highlighted within the exam blueprint have been covered under this webinar. Okay, so you need not waste time by trying to go through the exam blueprint. Do not rely on predictions as well. I've seen tutors predicting the type of scenarios which can be thrown at you at your real exam. Absolutely no point of doing it, because as I told you earlier, the CIMA examiner is trying to replicate a real life corporate environment. So in a real life corporate environment, you can't predict the type of problems the company will face. You can't predict the type of suggestions you would have to provide to your board members or your senior finance manager. So do not rely on predictions. Instead, stick to the study plan which we have developed. That's what you're supposed to do. And excessive industry analysis is a killer. You'll be wasting a lot of your time. So that's exactly why we are providing a set of industry analysis slides. So by simply going through these slides, you can gain an in-depth understanding about the dynamics within the chosen industry. And misguided use of past papers is another deflection. Most students, what I've seen is rather than investing on pre-seen specific study material and mock exams, they go through past variants or past papers. That is totally fine, but you need to remember that each of these past variants are based on a different pre-seen, and the internal as well as the external dynamics which are highlighted within each and every pre-scene is totally different to each other. Okay, so there's absolutely no point of you going through a past paper if it is based on a different company and a different industry. So the best thing to do is, or the prudent thing to do is to focus on investing on exam standard mocks and pre-seen relevant study material. And information overload is a killer as well. I've seen students wasting a lot of time trying to go through a lot of information, trying to go through their study packs, their notes, and whatnot. All these things can be avoided if you stick to our study plan, and if you utilize our resources. We have made sure to keep it student friendly as much as possible. We have summarized all the information with the intention of ensuring that we are not wasting your time, or as a student you are not wasting time unduly. So with the intention of overcoming this issue pertaining to information overload, we have developed our study material. Okay, so having said that, we are moving on to the third and the final part of tonight's webinar. So as I mentioned earlier, there might be a set of students who failed the previous sitting. So you need to get these things right if you have to pass in this time's sitting, which is in August 2023. Okay, so you need to first involve yourself with a personal reflection and figure out whether you gave your best in the previous sitting. Okay, you need to be really honest with yourself. You need to be you need to conduct a serious personal reflection, because the best way to improve your chances of passing the exam this time is to really understand what your shortcomings are. Rather than a third party telling you what your shortcomings are, the best way to do it is to really talk to yourself, be honest with yourself, and figure out what went wrong last time. Okay, so where did you go wrong in the exam? You need to diagnose the reasons first and address them this time. You can't keep on replicating the same mistakes over and over again. If you do so, you'll keep on failing examinations, and once you keep on failing examinations, it leads to undue stress, and on top of that you'll be wasting a lot of time and money as well. Okay, so you need to diagnose the reasons which led to your failure, and for each of these reasons you need to find a solution this time, and refer to the mini mock and suggested answers to figure out how to develop answer plans, and how to manage your time appropriately. And if you invest on our study material, then definitely by especially the premium package, then you'd get your hands on the answer plans for all 5 mocks. And once you go through the answer plans for all 5 mocks, then you'd understand, you are in a position to understand what your shortcomings were last time. And you might not have gotten feedback on your mock exams last time, especially if you got less than 70 marks in your previous sitting. It shows that you lack application skills, and it shows that you lack an appropriate level of knowledge, especially considering the theoretical elements. So in such an environment, it is prudent for you guys to opt for tutor feedback at least this time, in order to really understand what your shortcomings are, in order to understand whether you have to learn theory, or whether there's something wrong with applying theory, or whether there's something wrong with understanding the requirement, whether there's something wrong with your answer planning and time management techniques. All these things can be identified by opting for tutor feedback. So especially if you got less than 70 marks last time, it's prudent for you guys to opt for tutor feedback in this sitting. And based on understanding your shortcomings, diagnosing your shortcomings, you have to come up with an action plan, which should be to work smarter than the previous attempt. So the smartest thing to do is to rely on the study material and the mock exams which we provide, because if you do, then your life becomes extremely easy, because we have handled everything. You just need to sit in one place and attempt a mock per week. Everything else is handled by us. Okay, so let's look at the common reasons for failure. Practicing just 2 or 3 mocks. This is the biggest, shortcoming. When you talk to students who had failed the exam, most of them say okay, Nick, I just did 1 or 2 mocks or 2 or 3 mocks. You can't cover the entire syllabus if you attempt just 2 or 3 mocks. Okay, if you are to cover the entire syllabus and if you are to encounter questions which covers the entire syllabus, you have to attempt 5 mock exams, or else you are wasting your time. Okay, so practicing just 2 or 3 mocks is not going to help you. Instead, you have to, this time, if you did this um, um, if you experience this inefficiency last time, then definitely this time you have to make up your mind to attempt 5 mock exams under exam conditions. So not practicing mocks under simulated exam conditions is a killer as well, because as I told you earlier, you need to get accustomed to sitting in one place for 3 hours at a stretch and sticking to the answer planning and time management techniques over and over again. So you read the scenario of task one, develop the answer plan, start expanding the answer plan. Move on to section number two, read the question, develop the answer plan, start expanding the answer plan in paragraph form. Move on to section number three, keep on replicating the same thing over and over again on a weekly basis. Okay, so you need to get accustomed to these, or else you know you'd feel bored at your real exam to keep on doing the same thing over and over again. So you have to, when practicing mock exams, do it under simulated exam conditions, and the best way to do it is via our exam platform. And another problem, especially a problem which is faced by students coming through the master's gateway or the finance leadership program, or commonly known as the exemption routes, is that these students lack technical knowledge, especially pertinent to P2 and F2 related syllabus content. You will know your E2 because you know how to manage conflicts, how to improve relationships, how to manage projects. All these things are taught under degree programs or educational qualifications. But remember, CIMA is a professional qualification, so a higher level of prominence is provided with regards to risk management, which comes under the P2 syllabus, and the financial accounting concepts, which comes under F2 syllabuses. So these areas are not really covered under general educational programs. So if you're coming through an exemption route, you really need to learn your P2 and F2. If not, you can't pass this exam. So the best way to overcome these problems with technical knowledge is to simply watch the master classes. So you need not go through any study material or whatnot. Simply by watching the 20 master classes, you will easily learn theory and you will easily improve your application skills. So shortcomings in application of knowledge can be overcome by watching the 20 master classes as well. So we have kept things simple. It's just a matter of downloading the answer plan and whilst watching the masterclass, go through the answer plan on your own. And once you are done attempting all 5 mock exams, rather than going through pages and pages of suggested answers, simply go through the answer plans, which is the easiest way to revise theory as well as revise your knowledge pertaining to application. And inappropriate answering technique is a killer. Most students who end up failing, what they do is um, they read the question or the scenario and straight away they start typing answers. And halfway through they realize that they have not adhered to the requirement which is highlighted as part of the question. And once they realize this, they end up deleting the entire answers and start typing the answer from scratch. And when you do that, in the back of your mind, you know for a fact that you had wasted a lot of time. So there's a tendency for students to give rushed answers or answers which are not well thought out. Okay, so in order to champion answering and time management technique, what you need to do is stick to the answer planning and time management techniques which we have highlighted under webinar number 2. Just going through this webinar won't help you. You need to practice these techniques because you might be doing it for the first time in your life. So you need all the practice you need. So when attempting all 5 mock exams, keep practicing these time management and answer planning techniques. And if you do, you are in a position to champion these techniques and manage your time appropriately and come up with high quality answers at your exam. That's exactly why six of our students got more than 100 marks in the February sitting. Okay, so if you keep on practicing the answer planning and time management techniques, you can achieve similar results as well. And lack of evaluation is another problem, because most students most students, more than 50% of the students, do not know how to go through a suggested answer and pick out the most important points and compare these points with the answer which you have developed on your own. Because as I told you earlier, in order to really understand how many marks you have gained for each and every answer script, it's better to opt for tutor feedback, because we are trained to mark papers. We know which of the points are considered to be relevant and which of the points are considered to be irrelevant. Once we go through an answer script, we are in a position to understand whether your language which you are using when developing your answers is of the appropriate or the required level of standard or not, because all these things matter. So if you are not in a position to compare your answer with that of the suggested answer and really understand where you stand as a student, really understand what your shortcomings are, it's better to opt for tutor feedback this time. Okay, and not adhering to a study plan is one of the major problems faced by most students, which ends up in a failure. So we have done this for you as well. So simply go through the study plan which we have provided as part of our website, and try to adhere to the study plan. As I told you earlier, within this week you are supposed to attempt mock number 2. So if you are yet to start attempting mocks, it's high time you do it, because if you adhere to our study plan, in week number 8, which is the week before your exam sitting, you are not supposed to do anything else. You are supposed to just attend the final Q&A with the tutor, refer to the answer plans of all 5 mocks. You'd be revising the answers of all 5 mocks and reread the annotated precinct. You are not supposed to attempt mock exams, go through OTQ theory recaps, watch master classes, watch pre-scene analysis videos. Instead, you are relaxing a week before your exam, and then you'd function at your best as a finance manager at Happywell. Okay, so simply stick to the study plan. Start attempting mocks right now. When all the other students are trying to attempt 5 mock exam within 2 weeks, you have already done it a week before the exam. You are relaxing. You are going through the answer plans of all 5 mocks when all the other students are under undue stress. Okay, so in order to avoid all these shortcomings, stick to the recommendations which we provided. Then you are in a position to overcome this hurdle in the upcoming session. All right, any questions, guys? So I've been talking for so long. It's time for you guys to raise your concerns if there are any. So you can simply switch on your mic and talk, or drop a message via the chat section. Any questions?
Hi, I'm new.
All right, folks. So thank you very much for all your questions. I hope I was able to address all your concerns. So if you're attempting the exam at home, it's of utmost importance that you refer to the CIMA exam information page. So simply go to this link and read through the content thoroughly before the exam, because this page, or the information which appears under this page, highlights all the technical nitty-gritties pertaining to the exam platform used by CIMA. And try out the CIMA exam platform by following the guidelines mentioned in order to get your bearings with the Pearson VUE system which you'd use at your real exam. And if you want to contact us, you can do it via our website, which is www.study@tcs.com, or you can reach us via email, which is info@study@tcs.com. or simply drop us a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp number. And we invite you guys to follow us on our social media pages. I hope you guys would have checked out our TikTok videos, the three videos which are utilized with the intention of summarizing the entire pre-scene within 9 minutes. So on a daily basis, we have shared these things, the three TikTok videos, the links of it, we have shared it via our WhatsApp group. So on a daily basis, I want you guys to keep on watching these TikTok videos with the intention of reminding yourself the most important points which are highlighted within the pre-scene document. So having said that, it brings us to the end of tonight's webinar and the last free webinar which we are conducting for August 2023 session. So if you need any type of assistance, feel free to reach us. I hope you guys gained something out of the webinar series. And if you missed out on any of the webinars, simply log into our website and check out the free content which appears under the MCS page. Then you can gain access to the recorded versions, and within your student dashboard itself you can watch all three of these videos. So I wish you all the very best, and I hope that you will pass the exam in August 2023 and move on to the strategic level. Thank you very much. Good night and take care. All the best.
Thank you. Bye bye.
You're welcome. Bye.